Hey guys, let's talk about what's going on in coffee. And I just wrapped the final podcast series for 2025. Our guest on the series is Greg Oddo, who is a weather strategist for Sucafina. He basically takes a look at what's happening with the weather and helps them figure out what their buying strategy is going to be like that. And so it was a fascinating conversation, and we talked a lot about volatility. So this is something that is really interesting to think about right now, because as we come to the end of 2025, I'm thinking, as I'm sure you are, I'm thinking about the volatility that there was in 2025 in the coffee industry, and what is 2026 going to look like? And so if we look at what the year ahead is going to look like in 2026, we need to think about the two main things that are volatile right now: price and supply. And in this past Monday, where we had our monthly Patreon discussion group, which was excellent, thank you to everybody that came, and thank you to Sean Warner from the Honduran Coffee Alliance that suggested this topic. But we talked about the price of coffee that is being determined right now works for the big corporates, but it does not work for small holder producers or for small to medium-sized roasters. And so if we are going to get away from these pricing structures, what does that look like? How do we determine the price of coffee? And in the conversation, what we came to explore was the C market serves a really great anchor price, base price, and you build differentials off that. So it is valuable in the fact that it does serve as a unifying price. However, we need to find a different one. And so we explored, perhaps we could find a different anchor that is the cost of production. But we hit a snag there. The cost of production is difficult because most coffee farmers are not just farming coffee, they're farming other things. And the year doesn't work the same way as the financial years work in consuming countries. So it became quite challenging to figure that out. But we still do need to find an alternative to the C market. I'd like to know two things from you. One, if the cost of production isn't going to be the anchor, what could we have as a base price? And two, do you think that 2026 is going to be more volatile than 2025, less volatile, or the same volatility? Let me know in the comments. Peace.